How's it going, everybody? Everybody doing all right tonight? How's it going, Don? Can everybody hear me all right? Everything coming through okay? Hey, Tina. Glad you could be here. And we're up to 5, 6, 7. All right, guys, make sure everybody understands we are transmitting to 3 different locations. We do have a FLQ transportation group page and a freeload quote page. And we also have a YouTube page listed as FLQ Transportation Group. So how's everyone doing this evening? Trying to make sure we have all the drivers in here that we can anyways. Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Don. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're still getting quite a bit of snow here. I guess we're supposed to get some freezing rain, so anybody that's up here around Hicksville, you guys need to be careful. I think freezing rain and snow is even down by Columbus, so you guys need to take it easy if you're out and about this area. Trying to see who all we have in here. Casey's not around? That's odd. It's not showing for her. Is she on the page or is she on the group? Let me take a look at something here real quick. Let me see. Trying to make sure I get it over to her here, so. Let me. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, let me Hey, Tina or Don, go ahead and try to share that to Krista if you could. That way she's involved too. I don't know why it's not showing up for her, but it should be. Hi, Brandy. Hi, Casey. Good to see you guys. Are you in here, Krista? All right, thanks, Lee. Appreciate it. Sweet. Well, let's see if we can get the other 3 in here, and we'll go ahead and work it. Is Jason in by any chance? So, anyways, guys, tonight we are going to be announcing for all of the new people. We um, we give out a $500 safety bonus every month. In order to qualify for the safety bonus, any inspections that you receive out on the interstate, level 1 DOT inspection or whatnot, if you pass all of them, oh, that would be a good point. Thanks a lot, Don, for pointing that out. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't want them texting and watching anything if they're still driving. So that's good. So, do you have an idea about Jason by any chance, Don? So, anyways, while Don's looking into that, so for all the new guys that we've got going on here, we offer a $500 safety bonus for our top drivers. And basically, in order to qualify for this safety bonus, number one, any inspection that you go through out on the road, you have to pass it with flying colors. Okay. And then basically the fleet as a whole gets put into a system that we use off of our ELDs. And whoever has basically the best score on that basically gets a $500 bonus. Okay. Well, if he shows up, he shows up. It's not mandatory, of course. So it is what it is. But anyhow, we've got not only is tonight going to be about our safety bonus for the driver, we're going to kind of save that towards the end. We've got a few announcements that I definitely want to try to get across. And then I also want to, congratulate some of the new people that we have coming in that are with us. Everybody, if you would, give Krista and Chad a big round if you could. Welcome to the family. And I definitely do mean welcome to the family. We try to treat this as a family-operated business. And that's the way we've always looked at it. So everybody give Krista and Chad a big round if you could, please. And thank you for joining the team. Another person I definitely would like to give a shout out to is Jason. He is doing incredibly well right now. I think that he's pretty happy. But thanks a lot, Jason. I appreciate you being a part of the team. That's great. That's phenomenal. Jason's a great guy. So, and let's see. And then we have Desmond, if he's in here. Congratulations, Desmond. Thank you for joining the team. Or DL. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So, I think as of right now, I think that's all 4 that we've added in the last month, which is pretty good. Really enjoy you guys, and hopefully this year will be very good for you guys and us as well. So, I don't know, Tina. Have no idea. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on a bit. We do have some new features on our ELDs that some of you might have already been a part of. It's really started today. Here at FLQ, we try to... Oh, at the beginning of the new drivers, I said, congratulations, Krista. I said, everybody give a big round of applause for Krista and Chad. Thank you for coming to the team. I appreciate you being a part of the family. We've also have Jason. He is a part of the family too. And I say family, and I mean it. You guys are all important to us. We can't do this without you, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every one of you guys are important. So, and then DL, thanks a lot for being a part of the team. So, I appreciate it. But anyhow, so you're welcome. And hopefully this will be a long-term relationship for all of you guys, that will last for several years. We know in the industry there's a high turnover rate. Doesn't matter where you go, but trucking is trucking, and turnover rates in transportation are very high. So we hope that you can stick around for quite some time, and I do believe we have the team to be able to make that a reality. But we appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for being a part of the team again. So like I was mentioning, we have some changes that we definitely want to announce. We do have some things that we just really started kind of looking at today, and we're going to go ahead and start implementing them. We also are going to try to get some feedbacks from the drivers, and to see, just what their thoughts on some of the things that we are going to be trying to do. And one of those is, at FLQ, we care a lot about safety. We want people to be as safe as possible. And we try to reward that. But sometimes we need to elevate the safety awareness a lot more. And we had a couple of drivers in the office last week. I'll go ahead and say Curtis and Casey, they provided some very valuable ways to actually increase our safety, but we don't want it to hinder productivity at the same time. So we're going to go ahead and get your guys' idea on some of those suggestions and see if it's something that we can implement and make it work for everybody. That way we can just make sure that we meet all the requirements that we need to. So, let's just go ahead and dive into it. One of the suggestions, and I believe this was from Casey, where each and every driver will be required to take a photograph of all of their equipment, their tread depth of their tires, every morning. This could potentially create some issues. Some drivers don't want to do that, but I want to find some sort of a happy ground or a happy medium there. I don't want people getting put out of service for tires, and that should never be an issue with us. If anybody ever knows me or has talked to me before, if you need something and you're strapped for cash or whatnot, we always try to help. We always try to make sure that you guys have what you need so that you're running down the road safely. The way I look at it is you should never run on a bald set of tires. In my opinion, there's no excuse for it. And if there's something that needs to be fixed, you guys should be bringing it up to my attention. So, but one of the suggestions that we had was, everybody goes through and gives the dispatchers some pictures of their equipment, of their tires and whatnot, to make sure that they're, number one, doing their pre-trips like they should be. Number two, to ensure that we do not have any tire issues. Number three, if we need to put the truck basically out of service, we need to put the truck out of service until whatever it is needs fixed or gets fixed. What is everybody's opinion on that for right now? Does anybody have any comments on that they would like to comment on? Anybody getting any comments or feedback here? Can everybody hear everything okay? Yeah, I kind of agree with that, Krista. But what we're talking about here is like a photograph, to ensure that they're actually doing what they're supposed to do. Do you think that's pressing the issue too much? I know. I think Casey was the one that mentioned to me that there is a carrier that actually requires that for every day. Yeah, I think so too. Um, yeah. Well, I'm open for suggestion, guys. Like I said, this is a team. We are a team together. Regardless of whether or not everybody believes this is a team effort. And some of the new guys may not understand that that's just how I am. I okay, all right, Casey. So Lee thinks it's a good idea. Okay, okay, Casey. Casey did want to mention that he wanted to clear the record. I may have made a mistake. I see. So GP Transco does require it. Krista says maybe weekly. Yeah. Well, come on, guys, give me some feedback here. We want to build a better company, and we want it to be a better and a safer company. So if there's something that we can do to ensure that, that's going to be great, and that's what I want. So I want input, guys. Come on, give me some input. Let me hear what you guys are really thinking. I really care about safety an awful lot because I want you guys, even though you guys are out on the road for a week at a time, in some cases, a couple weeks at a time. The fact of the matter is no matter what, I want you to be able to come home to your families every week. I don't want you getting into an accident. I don't want you going out there and getting into a snowstorm. And that's going to be another conversation we're going to have here in a few minutes. We had a driver this week that got caught up in a snowstorm, and he did the right thing. Weekly would be fine, Jordan. That works. Okay. Yeah, I have to honestly say we're not. It's not an everyday issue, um, especially when it comes to tires. It's not an everyday issue. It's once in a blue moon that we have, but in my opinion, once in a blue moon is something that can be avoided, and I just want to try to get ahead of the curve to make sure that that doesn't take place. So, if we can do it once a week, I think we may end up trying to do something like that. I'll go ahead and write that down. When it comes to any other type of the maintenance of the equipment or the trailers, for the most part, Dawn says, I think the inspections need to be uploaded into Keep Truckin' out of the drivers I have ran. Only one has done that. Maybe pictures too, but at least showing that it was done. And I completely 100% agree with that, Krista. Absolutely. Like I said, we are a partnership. I may be the owner of this company, but it's my job to make sure that everybody is safe. And I feel as though that we give each and every one of you guys a really good opportunity to do very well. Um, and one of the biggest reasons why we're an the way we do things is basically to protect you guys as well as the company at the same time. I know a lot of people don't understand that, but the fact of the matter is We like to make sure that everybody is treated fairly, equally, and we're all in this together. I mean, I love running this company, and I always have. I know sometimes we butt heads with people, but to be very frank, um, I think we give everybody a really good voice on what needs to be done and how we can approach it and move forward. So, but so the inspections, let's see, I think the inspections need to be uploaded into Keep Truckin' out of the drivers I've ran. Only one has done that. Maybe pictures too, but at least showing that it was done. Yeah, but I see. Here's the deal with that too. I think some of them. That is correct, Casey. Inspections should be done daily, and you should never leave or move the truck. Let's not leave, but you should never move the truck unless the inspections are actually done. And last week we put out an inspection video for a 15K trailer. It was very simple to do, and it's not difficult. You just don't get out of the truck, and you just don't get in the truck and put it in drive and just expect everything to be fine. You got to look everything over. So I think the contention is, one or two times a week, but at the same time, how do we, that is correct. It should take some time to do it. However, there is not a technical minimum time frame on your DOT inspection. Now it's a lot different whenever you get into the larger trucks, Krista, like your semis and whatnot, because there are certain things that you have to look at. But on a smaller hotshot rig, like let's say a 15K trailer, or even one of your 26K trailers, the fact of the matter is typically it can take you roughly maybe 5 or 10 minutes to do a really good proper inspection on one of those trailers. And quite honestly, you could probably get it done in 5 minutes if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. But it should take a little bit of time in order to do the inspection. You should not just hurry up and walk around it for a minute and then basically take off. You definitely need to be looking at it. So, but yeah. That is correct, Casey. Inspections should be done. Yep, that's a good time frame. I mean, a 10-minute inspection is not too bad. And also it gives you time to drink your coffee in the morning and whatnot while you're walking around and stretching your legs. So good feedback, guys. Good feedback. I like this. You guys can't see my big brown eyes either because I'm staring at a computer screen. Maybe I need to move them all over here to my front screen. That would probably help out a lot, wouldn't it? Let me just move some of this stuff over here so I can actually be looking more at the camera so you guys can look into my big, beautiful brown eyes. Yep, you're right, Krista. Yep. So I think we're all kind of all in agreements here that at least a 1 week, we need to have a picture of every week in regards to tires and just overall conditions of the unit. Is that a fair assumption here? One time per week for photographs to actually verify and make sure that everybody is looking at their tires and making sure there's no damages on their trucks or equipment. You think that's a good idea? I think Casey would agree with that. I think Don would too. Okay. Okay, that's fair. I think Curtis would probably he would agree as well. I think DL probably would agree too if he's in here. I would say, to be very frank, I think on a Monday would be great, and the reason why I would think a Monday would be great is that would give us an idea to make sure that everything is in good shape before the driver actually leaves out. rather than doing it at the end of the week. Because if something goes wrong, let's just do a scenario here. If something goes wrong, and let's say something goes wrong, and then you start getting abnormal tire wear for some odd reason, you want to be able to nip that in the butt before the driver starts back out. Now, granted, he should be able to do that on his own. Lee thinks Monday. Yep, I think Monday would probably be a fair assessment. I think Mondays are going to be a fair assessment to have that done. So I think we're going to go ahead and implement that. Once a week, we're going to need pictures of the steer tires, the drive tires, and each one of the trailer tires. After a 34-hour reset, not on a Monday. I don't know about that, Curtis. After a 34, but you've got to realize not everybody runs a 34-hour reset or is going to be required to run a 34-hour reset. So basically we have to have a certain period of time. Not everybody runs a 34-hour reset in the middle of the week. So you can't do that. Drivers, now wait a minute. Just take your picks when you're done with the unit. Yeah, that could be too. I'm going to have to put this to thought now, because Curtis brought up a good point. Casey says just take your picks when you are done with the unit. So at the end of the day, so do a post trip then, or kind of like a post trip inspection with the pictures, Casey. Is that what you're saying? That would be a great thing. Fridays, the problem that you run into with Fridays, you're dealing with the weekend at that point, and not all shops are open to be able to get them fixed. Now, granted, I carry a lot of parts here in the office. Steven says, just send me saying he thinks they should be random for you to let us know, and the driver is required to send it to us by the next morning. See, I don't like the idea of the next morning, and the reason why I don't like the idea of the next morning is simply because that gives the driver plenty of time to fix the problem when he knows there's already an issue. We're trying to get ahead of the problem before that takes place. So getting it to the next morning probably won't happen. And the fact of the matter is, Stephen, just to let you know, I will have random inspections here before long on each and every one of you. I'll go, because that's another thing that we may be announcing here tonight too. But anyways, the fact of the matter is at any time when you guys are here in the yard or when you guys are around this area, I can request, or I can actually go and physically do an inspection on the equipment myself. And if I don't like it, then you have to get it fixed. So I can already do that as it is. I'm looking at other ways. I see. A lot of good answers here, guys. Keep them coming. I do like this. So used to ransoms, huh? Randoms? All right. I think randoms are a pretty good idea, but I think they need to be in addition to taking it one step further. I think the randoms are a great idea, and definitely we do use them. But I think going one step further to make sure, because there's times where I can't see everything that's coming here. Like if the trailers are coming back to the yard or the trucks are coming back to the yard, I can easily do those randoms. The randoms on the photographs, the randoms on the photographs are definitely something that I think is going to be a good one. But at the same time, I think we need to have a mandatory standard practice of, say, every Monday we want this, this, and this. Or every Wednesday, we want this, this, and this. Or every Friday, we want this, this, and this. I don't want to get overbearing where we're doing something every single day. Blackmail? There is no blackmail. No blackmail, guys. We're not going to blackmail anybody. We want to educate and we want to make sure that they understand the value of safety. That's all I want to know. That's all I want to do. I want to make sure each and every one of you come home every weekend to your family, to your kids, whatever. I want you to be able to come home, and I want you guys to be safe while you're doing it. Um, like I said, it's not a huge issue, but I definitely want to try to up it a little bit. So, all right. So that's, I guess we're going to get back. We're going to go ahead and move on just a bit, but the contention here is basically a picture once a week. I think that's a good idea. I think we will try to implement that. I don't know what day yet. We're going to go ahead and look at some of the results. We're going to pull a little bit of data that we've got in the back office here, and we'll go through that, and then we'll get back in touch when we're going to go ahead and try to get the pictures, one time a week. So, but yeah. So moving on. So you agree with Chad that Friday mornings would be the best day to do it, huh, Curtis? You really do think that's going to be the best way to do it? It may, honestly, it may be the best way to do it. Got to realize though, guys, we're not running semis here, so the TA and the Petros and the Loves and whatnot. Sometimes we're not going to be able to get in there to get that stuff fixed. So we're going to be faced with getting stuff fixed at like a local tire dealership, or like here where we normally get our stuff done over at Best One. And they're not open on the weekends. Casey votes Friday. Okay. I think everybody. I mean, are we? Yeah, Tina, don't be texting and driving while you're coming back from Walmart. Tina's not one of our drivers. She's one of our dispatchers. She's phenomenal. Dawn is one of our dispatchers too. She is phenomenal as well. Nah, I don't like Monday, Jordan. Monday's not great. Monday is. I agree with Chad. I definitely do agree with Chad. Now that start to think about it a little bit more, I do agree with Chad that Friday is probably going to be the best bet. First thing Friday morning, not like mid afternoon or something like that. I think first thing Friday morning is actually. I think it. Oh, okay. You was home, Tina. All right. I just don't be getting. I see. Okay. Well, I think we have a winner here. I think we're just going to make it Friday. Every week Friday is when we're going to ask all of the drivers to go around and take pictures of all their tires and stuff like that. Well, it's not about starting the week, Jordan. It's not about starting the week on Friday. What it has to do with is making sure that because we don't want to affect next week's. We don't want to affect next week's loads or anything like that. So what we're trying to do is if you do it on Friday, like everybody is kind of agreeing with, if you do it on Friday, basically you get ahead of the curve. So you have Friday, and let's say you're home on Friday, so you can either get it into the shop, rotate your tires, pull your spare off your trailer or whatnot, and you don't have to interfere with next week's work. So I mean, the more I think about it, I think it's probably going to be a little bit better to do everything on Friday. Yeah, I think, yeah, and that's right. Your pay weekends Thursday night. So if you have a repair that you need to do, first thing Friday morning, surely you're not spending all of your whole entire check on, hookers and beers or whatnot on a Thursday night. Well, we could. I mean, Thursday evening might be good, but we need to set a guideline where we're going to do it at. And I think Friday, first thing Friday morning, I think will probably be a pretty good one. I think that works out pretty good. If you want to send it in, if you want to send it in on a Thursday night, I think that would take the place of it. You just have to let them know. That's fine. Okay. That actually works out pretty good. Yep, I get that. Yep. Yeah, I understand that too, Don. Well, the way transportation works, no matter what day something like this takes place, it's going to interfere with your paycheck somehow, some way. Unless you're prepared for it to make sure that it doesn't happen. So, like I've always said, if you see something going wrong with your trailer, or you see something going wrong with your tires, or you see something, don't wait till the last minute to do it. Get the tire ordered, carry it on your truck so that when you're empty or when you have a way to change it, you literally change it whenever you're taking your 10-hour break, or you change it, at the end of your shift or something like that. So it doesn't. Oh, you're going to be here in the office, Jordan? I plan on trying to go until about 7 tonight. I only try to do it for about an hour. So, yeah, see, this is the one thing I want this to be very clear. This is not one thing that we're going to do. Um, exactly. That's exactly right, Krista. That is 100% correct. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, it is not going to take this picture to be able to resolve it. You're going to know that there's a problem, and you're going to know that it's going to need to be taken care of before it even gets to that point. Okay. Um, it'll probably be about around 7. But the only reason why we're doing this picture thing is there are some guys, we won't go into discussions or whatnot, that kind of let things go a little bit too far. Like in their mind, they're like, well, I can go ahead and get another week on that or whatnot. But if it crosses my eyes, I'm going to sit there and say, you probably need to change that out before you leave out, or something like that. And those little small differences make a huge impact on the CSA, um, um, on your CSA scores. So node load interference. What do you mean by that? Oh, yeah, right. Okay, it just clicked. Yeah, so node load interference. You basically get everything squared away before it takes place, so you're not interfering with your loads. That's a great point. So, but yeah. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on here real quick. Like I said, I try to keep these only to about an hour. This one is probably going to go over that, but I don't want to keep everybody because, to be honest with you, I get a little boring. So I want to try to move ahead. So that is correct. Yeah. So some of you may have found out today that we actually have automatic alerts now that are going to be coming out for speeding. Um, the girls, this was just implemented today on our software on the back office side of things. I know some of you have already been called in regards to this to slow down. Yeah, we'll get to that here in a little bit, Casey. I definitely want to address that. So, anyways, so as of right now, anytime that you are speeding, the ladies are going to be getting an alert, and it comes automatically to their emails. Now, like I've mentioned before, I understand the idea of speeding, and sometimes you're more of a hazard by going slower than the thought of traffic, than keeping up with the flow of traffic. We're very aware of that, and we're going to keep a lot of that stuff in mind. However, Speeding is something that we definitely need to get a hold of. It's not as big as an issue as what I consider hard brakes, hard cornering, and hard accelerations. Speeding's kind of on that bottom of that list simply because Chicago, if you're not going 75 mile an hour, you're just basically sitting still. You're going through Indianapolis. Everybody that has driven knows what it's like to go through cities, and if you're not going 5 or 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, you're probably getting your doors blown off. Yes, Atlanta sucks. I mean, it gets crazy in the bigger cities. However, we still need to make sure that we're kind of keeping a tab on speeding events. Now, there's going to be something I'm going to be showing here in just 1 second here to give everybody a rough idea of speeding events through the company. And I definitely want to try to get some of these under control. Let me see here. Let me find it here. All right. So now you guys can pull up all this information right on your ELD. If you go into your ELD, there's going to be a place here where it gives you a rating. Give me 1 second here, and I'm going to pull this up on mine. Basically, if you're looking here at your ELD, right in the upper left-hand corner, there's going to be 3 bars. It's in the where it says where it's got the blue, and you click that, and then it's going to bring up logs, my scorecard, DOT inspection mode, messages, notifications, documents, help support, settings, and earn cash on the bottom. Anyways, what you're going to be looking at is you're going to be looking at your scorecard, and it's going to give you a summary of all of your critical events for a period of time. Okay. This is going to help you out to see just how your driving scores are compared to the others, and so on and so forth. And this will, because we do this once a month. We're going to go over this once a month. So what I'm going to bring over here real quick, and I'm going to show this here really fast. But I have all of this organized in chronological, well, not chronological order, but for the most part, we don't do too awful bad. There are still some people that are a little bit faster than others, but what I want people to take away from this, number one, is where you stand at along the fleet. Okay? If it's incredibly excessive, you need to do something to resolve it. And if you don't do something to resolve it, I'm going to do something to resolve it. I'm not going to call out names. I'm not going to say who we need to work on. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't resolve it, we're going to fix it for you. Okay? So let me get this over here so we can actually get an idea of what we've got cooking here. So let's see, main desktop. Okay. So here is basically all the speeding incidents that we have had for the month of January. Some of them are kind of high. Some of them are a little bit higher than others. However, this gentleman right here, you got to slow down, dude. You got to slow down. If you take a look at this rating, you are 4 times higher than the next closest guy. Okay. You gotta look. I like every single one of you, but I'm just telling you, you need to slow it down. Okay. Now, what I was getting at earlier is the ladies or the dispatchers will start getting alerts every single day if you're driving too fast. I'm not going to tell you what that threshold is, but you need to stay close to the speed limit. You got to slow it down. Okay. Now, what's going to end up taking place is the ladies are going to call you and they're going to tell you to slow down. If you do not slow down, I'm just telling you right now, if you do not slow down, we will find a way to slow you down. Okay. Either we will limit your fuel card so you can only get so much fuel throughout the week, or um, or we just won't load you. Um, we'll get to that here in a minute. We'll get to that here in just a second, Krista. We'll break everything down. Okay. Oh, okay. So the rating on the scorecard, does not let you see the other people in the fleet. That just gives you an idea of what you have and what you've done, so you can kind of keep track of how it's working. Okay. It does. I misspoke. It doesn't sit here and tell you how it is across the fleet. This is basically what we do on our safety meetings, basically once a month. Whenever we pass out the bonus for the month, we go over all these scorecards. Okay. But to make things simple, look, we're not doing this to be mean. We're not doing it to be hateful. We're trying to keep you safe. We're trying to make sure that you guys are going to be able to get home to your families on the weekends. Now, to you, that may not be a big deal, but to me, it is. I can't live with myself if one of you guys get into an accident and hurt yourself seriously. That's not right, and I'm going to fix it. I'm going to make sure that this gets fixed. Okay? So, the ladies are going to get alerts every time you're speeding. They're going to report to me if they ask you to slow down and you don't do it. At that time, once you hit so many infractions, we're going to limit your fuel card. Yes, we do. Okay. And we evaluate each one of them. We're not, look, I don't want you to take this as though that we're basically just trying to headhunt every single person that we can right here. Okay. There are certain things that we need to get ahead of. And yes, if you are trying to get around somebody, that's not going to be as ding on the infraction too bad. Okay. If somebody hits the brakes in front of you, I understand that that's something that does take care of. Yes. But at the same time, if it's something, okay, so it's one thing for it to happen like every other, blue moon, or it happens every now and then. Okay. It's another thing when it's happening every day, 5 times a day, 10 times a day. There just comes a time where you need to stop, or we need to figure out why that's happening so often. So, it's not to sit there and to say that I'm going to be on you like stink on poo all the time. But if I see something that's happening on a regular basis and it's out of the norm of the rest of the fleet, I'm going to have a conversation with you, and we're going to get it under control. Yep. Nope. You're right. So, so anyways, if everybody saw that, if everybody can see this, is everybody seeing that okay? I'm hoping. Is it too small? That is correct, Dawn. Yeah, we do get notification if somebody's falling too close, or they see the software shows or thinks that you're falling too close. Absolutely. So we evaluate that and we take everything into consideration. But as of right now, here's basically our speeding events this is how many speeding events each driver had. You can't see that. Let me see. I got to be careful how I do this, because like I said, I don't want to put, let me see here. What I could do is let me just do this here. I'm going to increase the font, see if that helps. Okay. How is that? That should look a lot better, guys, right there. I just increased all the fonts. So this is where a lot of the guys stand. So, and I don't mean that guys and gals, I should say now. So, yeah, that can you guys see all that? Like I mentioned, you know, I understand that you're going to have, and the more driving that you do, of course, the more speeding incidents that you're going to have. It's just the way it's going to be. However, there is what you would call excessive. And the only reason why I'm putting this out here right now is because I want you guys to see which ones, you know, or be somewhat close to just how you guys are rating with the other guys or gals. Fair enough? Yeah, that is true. However, Stephen does make a good point. There is a way to govern the trucks. There is absolutely a way to govern the trucks. However, legally, I cannot do that. And the reason being is because you guys are considered contractors. Okay? I cannot do anything to your truck to govern that truck to slow it down. However, I can do other options that can either affect your pay, affect your fuel, affect the amount of loads that you get, and so on and so forth. We can make it kind of painful if you're habitual. I don't want to go down that road, but I will if I need to. It's got to slow down. Okay. The ladies are going to call every time we have an infraction that comes up. Say no to governed trucks. Amen, Casey. I know exactly what you're talking about, man. I don't want to go down that road, but it is what it is. So, all right. That's right. Just be safe. Take your time, do what you need to do. And, we appreciate the productivity, but man, you can get the productivity in, but you don't have to be this bad. Yeah. I mean, you just need to slow down. Okay. And smart. That is correct. So now the next thing we're going to talk about is on our other metrics, and this is what we use to govern our safety, or our safety bonuses, or for our monthly safeties. Basically, we do not include the speeding events. And the reason why we don't include the speeding events is simply because most guys are going to have some sort of a speeding infraction, especially if they're going into Chicago, Detroit, Atlanta, wherever. They're going to have some sort of a speeding event, and we understand that. The flow of traffic and speed limit signs are very difficult. They're not difficult, but sometimes you're more of a danger than you're more of a danger to everybody when you're going 20 miles an hour slower than everybody else. So especially when you're in a major city. Now, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but the fact is I've been a driver, so I understand these situations. And I don't understand why other people in the government agencies and stuff like that, they don't understand it. But sometimes this is crazy. You're going 20 miles an hour and everybody's flying around you, and they're honking their horns or flipping you off because you're going 20 miles an hour slower than what everybody else is. So it is what it is. So we don't use speeding infractions as our safety metrics that we base our monthly off of. So, but what we do use on our monthly is hard brakes. We use hard brakes. Let's see. Trying to get this here so I don't show everybody too much. So what we have is what we call hard events. And what's included in those hard events are hard cornering, hard brakes, and hard accelerations. Yeah, so you're exactly right. So it is what it is. So here we got some hard accelerations that are going on. As you notice, for the most part, everybody is in pretty good shape. Now this is on hard accelerations. You got 6 here for 2 people. And then you have this one gentleman that has 44. Why? Why do you need to be gunning the truck? It doesn't make any sense. I understand it. You're a contractor. I get it, but there's no reason why you need to be gunning it. So, we're going to go ahead and move over here to the next one, which is hard brakes. And again, same scenario. Most people are in a very small fraction of hard brakes. Typically, what hard brakes tell me is you're following way too close to other lanes of traffic, or you're going incredibly too fast. That would go hand in hand with your speeding. Okay? Hard brakes is something that needs to be fixed because, in my mind, that's more relevant than hard accelerations. And the reason why is because that just tells me you're not giving enough distance between you and the person in front of you. You got to give plenty of room. 5, 6, 7 car lengths. Stay back. Slow the frick down. And then the one that really gets me all the time is this just is hard cornering. And as you can tell, we have no hard cornering, which is great. If this down here, if any one of these guys had 2 or 3 hard cornerings, I would tell you right now, they would be probably instantly terminated. Hard cornering is something that you're just going incredibly way too fast around a corner, and you know better when you have a load on your trailer. Don't be stupid. Okay? Just don't be dumb. So anyways, anytime we get an infraction, when it's a hard cornering, hard braking, hard acceleration, or if we're getting a speeding violation, the ladies are going to get an alert, and you guys will be called, and you will be asked why that was the case. It's just going to be a new rule of thumb right now. Because like I said, I care about safety. I care about everybody. I want everybody to come home. I do not want you to get into an accident as well. And it's just important. It's incredibly important. I want you guys to be safe. Okay. I know it's 7 o'clock right now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to have the announcement of the $500 safety award. And it was very close this month. Okay. Very, very close. It seems worse than what it actually is, but that is correctly. You're pulling a trailer, and a lot of times those trailers are loaded, and it takes a lot more time to stop. And you're also, not only that, but at the same time, guys, it takes more time to stop. You're running 12-2 brakes. All right. Most of you guys who are running the smaller trailers, you're running smaller brakes. It takes a lot longer to get stopped. You got to give plenty of time for this stuff to work. Okay. So our winner of this month, okay, he had a total of 9,115 combined points. The next best was going to be 3,631. This gentleman did an incredible job this month. Incredible job for the amount of miles he put on and what he accomplished. Now that's not to say that he is better. He may have had just a really good, lucky month. The lowest safety point that we had on the fleet was 161 points. Now, the way we do these is we take all of your major infractions, we take the amount of miles that you have ran, and we divide those infractions by the miles that you have ran. That's how we figure up your safety points. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand how that works? Everybody get that? Don, you got that? Okay. What about any of the drivers? Did everybody get that? Because this is who it affects the most, is it going to be the drivers. You take your major infractions, okay, whether it's hard braking, hard cornering, or hard acceleration. You add all those up, okay, and then you divide them by the amount of miles that you have ran that month. Okay. So if you have a perfect, let's say you have perfect, no infractions whatsoever, and let's say you had, let's say you ran 6,000 miles, 7,000 miles, something like that, and you had perfect infractions, then you can still win for somebody who has ran 10,000 miles and had 2 infractions. Okay? We just started this program a few months ago, and we are trying to tweak a little bit here and there, but everybody understands how we're doing it right now. We take all of your infractions, we add them together, and then we divide by the total amount of miles, and that gives you what your points are. The higher the points, the better that your safety is, or that we consider as of right now. Okay? Now, I will have to honestly say, we have 4 people who are incredibly close to making it to the top 1. Okay? I am not going to give, we never give names. It will only be a truck number. And the reason why we only give truck numbers is because primarily everybody in our fleet will be able to know who they are, but nobody on the outside will be able to know. Okay? It's a little bit of anonymity. All right? Some guys have no problem with their names being blasted all over the interweb. Other people do. So we have to kind of play it safe. All right? So as of right now, the winner of our safety for January, this gentleman only had 1 infraction throughout the whole month of January. Just 1. To say how close it was, the next gentleman only had 2. He had 1 infraction. The truck number is 7T MDBF. Again, the truck number is, with the driver ID order, is 7T M as in Mary, D as in David, B as in boy, F as in Frank, is going to be the winner of our $500 safety bonus for the month of January. It was close. It was very close. But he is the actual winner right now. If you guys would like to verify this, I don't know how far you guys can go back onto your app and find out what your infractions are. It says it's a 30-day summary. It's probably going to be a little bit off because this is 2/4, and we took the numbers from January 1st to January 30th, I think is what it was. Give me a second. I can't remember what January was. January 31st is where we took it to. So, congratulations. I appreciate everybody showing up today. We're going to go ahead and call it quits because, like I said, I want to try to keep this to as minimal as possible. If you guys have any comments or anything, about some suggestions that we can do to kind of increase safety and make sure that we keep all of our livelihoods working really well, give me a call here in the office and let me know. And I want to make sure that we keep this company safe. And guys, we're growing. Leanne's got a stack of people that are looking to come in, and we got to show them the right way to do this stuff. Got to show them how to do it. So, but anyways, guys, I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Bub, I'd really like you to be able to come in the office here for comedic relief. That would be really great if we could do that. Hopefully sometime soon. And we're going to call it a night. And you guys be careful out there for the ones who are out on the road. Be safe. Be very, very careful up here around the Ohio area. It's going to get incredibly slick. It is what it is. So anyways, you guys have a great night. We'll talk to you a little bit later. Be careful. Like I said, be safe out there, guys. Take it easy. It is slick. It is really, really slick. And we'll see you next week. Have a good one.